Black.
Merhabalar arkadaşlar, hepiniz hoş geldiniz. Bu akşam Kanada'nın ilk 5'teki en iyi üniversitesi ve dünyada da en iyi ilk 150'de yer alan University of Alberta'yı ağırlıyoruz. Hatice Jeta bizimle olacak. Sorularınız olursa İngilizce veya Türkçe olarak questions bölümüne yazabilirsiniz. Türkçe olan soruların çevirisini yapıyor olacağız. Herkese iyi webinarlar. Hi again, Hatice. Stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the University of Alberta's presentation for studying in Canada today. I am just going to share my screen with you so that we can go through the PowerPoint and I can tell you all about the University of Alberta. So hoş geldiniz everyone. Sevgili öğrenciler. I hope I said that right. I'm very happy to be speaking with you all today. It's been quite some time since I've been able to visit Turkey, and it is hands down my favorite country to visit, especially on days like this when it's sunny but cold. I'm going to speak about the University of Alberta's programs, about our admission requirements. If you have questions, please chat them, and I will do my best to answer them when we complete the presentation. So a little bit about me. My name is Khadija Jeta. Khadija, of course, is Hatice in Turkish, so whichever you prefer. I'm the International Recruitment and Relations Coordinator for the University of Alberta. My family is originally from India, but immigrated to Canada in the 70s. I was born and raised in Edmonton. I'm also a proud alumna of the University of Alberta. I studied international relations and linguistics, and I've been working in recruitment for, a long time. Don't ask how long. But I love it. I love the university, and I'm so happy to be sharing my experience with you. The University of Alberta is one of the top universities in Canada. We are one of the larger universities in the Canadian context as well, and we offer some of the top ranking programs in Canada. What you see is a view of our main campus, just south of the North Saskatchewan River in the city of Edmonton. This is a view from the downtown, so from the city center to the campus. You'll notice the campus is centrally located, so it's easy to get around the city, but also right in the river valley, so lots of opportunities to explore nature as well. So many of you must be wondering, where is the University of Alberta? This is a great question. So we are located in Western Canada in the province of Alberta, which is a prairie province. Edmonton and Calgary are the two major cities in the province. Edmonton is the capital city. Calgary is known more as the corporate hub. So both of those cities are over 1 million people. Edmonton is about an hour and 45 minutes flying to Vancouver, about 3.5 hours flying to Toronto, and a short trip across the Atlantic Ocean from Istanbul, no big deal. Canada, of course, as you know, is one of the best countries in the world for post-secondary education. We have a large country, but a small population. We have only about 37 million in 10 provinces and 3 territories, and we are officially a bilingual country. But because we are such a diverse country, over 200 mother languages are spoken. So normally you'll find English in most parts of the country. French, si vous parlez français, si vous êtes intéressé, you would find, if you're interested, French mostly spoken in Quebec, as well as in the provinces of New Brunswick and some parts of Nova Scotia. But otherwise, French is sort of not the majority language. You don't have to worry if you don't speak it. English is definitely the language of most of your post-secondary institutions. 1 in 6 Canadians is an immigrant, like my parents. So you'll notice this is a very diverse country that is very welcoming of different ethnicities, of cultures, of languages, and very respectful of all of that. It is a wonderful multicultural country where diversity is celebrated. And again, most universities in Canada are public, which means you need to maintain a certain level of education and funding in order to maintain government financial support. So no matter where you choose to study in Canada, you're going to be choosing a high quality education. Edmonton is the capital city. Of course, it's about 1.2 million people. It is a major economic and government hub. It's a clean and safe environment. And the cost of living in the province of Alberta is actually quite affordable. Alberta is a top energy producer. So for the most part, we have quite a strong economy, higher salaries. What you see here is a view now of campus looking to the downtown across the river again. So, and I'm coming to you live and direct from this building. So once you're in Edmonton, you can come have chai with me. It's only 2 metro stops across the river to the campus. And the picture on the right is the Moraine Lake in the Canadian Rocky Mountains, one of my favorite places in the world. So Canada, and especially Alberta and Edmonton, are a great place to be as a student. Lots of opportunities to explore nature, lots of opportunities to enjoy a big city. We are known as a festival city, so we have over 50 different festivals every year, street performers, theater, jazz, food, heritage festivals. Even though we do get quite a winter, like everywhere else you go in Canada, we definitely have the most sunlight. So there may be snow on the ground, but it's almost always sunny in Edmonton, as opposed to being rainy or gloomy in other Canadian cities. We also are a city that is well known for North Saskatchewan River Valley. So there's about 150 kilometers of trails. A lot of people hike, walk their dogs, cross-country ski in the winter. It's a great place to be in an urban setting with lots of access to nature. The University of Alberta was founded in 1908. We are one of the oldest universities in Canada and one of the oldest in the province. We are one of the top 5 in Canada based on our programs, our research, and our funding, and we're one of the top universities worldwide. We are also number 2 in Canada for graduate employment outcomes. So U of A graduates are getting jobs, and not just within Canada, but a degree that is recognized internationally. We are home to over 18 faculties and over 200 undergraduate specializations. And our student body is just over 40,000 students. Around 15% or 7,500 come from 160 different countries. So a very diverse campus as well. And we are proud to have the 2nd highest research funding in Canada, over $500 million in external research funding from last year. One of the other things we're really proud of at the university is that we are home to some of the world-renowned faculty, some of the best faculty in Canada. One of our professors in virology, viruses, and infectious diseases, just won the Nobel Prize in 2020 for his work with the discovery on hepatitis C. And these are the types of researchers and teachers that you have access to. We are home to 5 campuses. Our main campus is 36,000 students, so this is where the majority of our programs are delivered. We also have a campus called the Augustana campus, which is only 1,000 students, and it's located in the town of Camrose, about 120 kilometers outside of Edmonton. So if you're looking for a little bit more of an intimate experience, more cohort and module-based learning, only undergrad, or if you're looking to transfer from a smaller to a larger campus, this is an option as well. And all of the residents have sports and recreation facilities. I am seeing some questions about graduate, postgraduate, master's and PhD scholarships. Today, my webinar will be focusing on undergraduate and bachelor's degree programs. We will be hosting another webinar with the University of Alberta with my colleague Nicole in about a week or two. So please, if you're interested in postgraduate, please tune in for the next webinar. I will be focusing on undergraduate today. So our main campus is the North Campus. This is where the majority of our students complete their degrees. This is home to over 10 teaching hospitals, over 12 dormitories and residences, as well as the National Institute of Nanotechnology for Canada. So lots of opportunities to experience some of the top facilities. We have a particle accelerator. We have over 400 labs on campus. One of the best drama and technical theater training facilities. We also have one of the best astronomy labs. So if you are into stargazing and checking out the sky and even seeing the aurora borealis, which is something that's possible from Edmonton, is the place to be. So just to give you a chance, give you a sense, sorry, of our programs and faculties, the majority of our faculties are direct entry from high school, which means you can enter directly into the first year of a 4-year bachelor's degree from your final year of high school, or if you're interested in possibly transferring from your first or your second year of university to a Canadian university. If you're interested in studying commerce or business, this is not direct entry. This is, you start your first year doing your pre-professional requirement courses in the Faculty of Arts and Economics, and then all of your courses transfer. If you're interested in doing pharmacy or pharmaceutical sciences, you definitely can, but you would need to do a minimum of 2 to 3 years in the Faculty of Science first. If you're interested in studying medicine, you need to be a Canadian citizen or permanent resident. We unfortunately do not admit international students into our medical school. This is quite common in Canada. So for those of you wanting to study medicine in Canada, it is not direct entry. Only 6 out of the 20 medical schools will accept international students, and that does not include U Alberta. Dentistry is a possibility, dental hygiene as well, but these are also not direct entry. And most occupational therapy, physiotherapy, speech therapy programs are also master's programs. So just to sort of give you a little bit of an idea. I had a question about a pathway partner, and we do not have necessarily any foundation or pathway partners, except for NC UK, which is a foundation year program that is based in the UK. Other than that, majority of our programs are direct entry. If you're interested in studying English, we do have an English language school where you can come to study ESL or make up your ESL if you're interested before applying to a degree, a 4-year degree program. So I'll tell you a little bit about our programs. If you are interested in searching any of the majors, minors, degree programs that we have, please go ahead and visit uab.ca/programs. And just putting this in the chat, this is the best way for you to be able to search all of the different possibilities for degrees that we have. I've also in the chat placed the link for our international brochures. So click on the link if you want to download our brochure for this year to learn more about campus. So some of our popular programs, of course, the Faculty of Engineering is one of our largest faculties. The engineering degree is a 4-year bachelor degree that you can extend to 5 years if you would like to do a traditional co-op, which is a cooperative education placement. The first year of engineering at U Alberta is a common qualifying first year. So you're normally placed in one of 4 cohorts. Your first year is the same as everyone in your cohort. You have the same timetable. So you're doing a lot of math, optics, drafting, more math, functions, more math. Oh my God, hey, voila, more math. I'm kidding. But your first year is a common year. So you will not choose your specialization until year 2. This is to give you all a very, very nice foundation in engineering, so you're not stuck if you've chosen, for example, the wrong major, which is what happens in the UK or in other universities. So the way the program is structured is to give you a really, really good idea of what you want to major in or what specialization you want to pursue. And we have over 21 different specializations, including world-renowned programs in petroleum, mining, chemical engineering, nanoengineering, and computer process control. So if you're interested in engineering, you will need English, math, calculus, chemistry, and physics. For those of you taking the Turkish lise diploması, your math course includes both calculus and math, so we will use your math score twice. For those of you interested in the Faculty of Science, we have one of the top science faculties as well due to our research linkages. 7 departments, over 30 different majors, and you can have all different types of combinations. So there's 3 levels of science degrees. There is a general level, which is obviously most flexible, most room for options. If you want to focus in, you can take a specialization degree where you have to take more credits in your specific major. So if you're specializing in immunology, you will need to take more courses in immunology and biochemistry, etc. You can also do an honors degree. So this is the most focused, the highest academic level, where you either do a thesis project or a capstone project, and it's intended for students wanting to go into research or a graduate program. Again, you can do a double major, major minor, or even a certificate. So for example, if you wanted to major in computing science, which is one of our top programs, we're ranked 3rd in the world, actually, after Harvard and MIT for AI, simulation, computer game design. If you wanted to do a major in computer science, a minor in mathematics, and a certificate in computer game development, these are the different types of options that you have. And all of our Faculty of Science entry are based on 5 subjects: English, math, 2 core sciences, and any 5th subject. So again, for those of you wanting to study psychology, neuroscience, anything in environmental or evolutionary biology, geology or geotechnical, anything in astrophysics, organic chemistry, the possibilities are endless, and the degree gives you lots of opportunities for exploration. The Faculty of Arts is also one of our largest faculties, offering programs in the humanities and social sciences. I am a very proud graduate of the Faculty of Arts. And a lot of people worry about arts degrees and employability. And actually, an arts degree will give you, that wide range of soft skills that actual companies are looking for and that organizations are looking for. We have some of the top programs in criminology, criminal justice, in economics. Of course, this is your pre-professional year before entering into the Bachelor of Commerce as well, where you'll study in economics, micro, macro statistics, all of the required courses. We just started a new program in media and communications, urban planning, and regional landscape design is also a very popular program. We do not offer architecture, but we do offer urban planning, urban and regional planning. If you're interested in design, graphic design, industrial design, we have a great program. Again, one of the top drama and technical theater training programs. Our political science program offers degrees in international relations, political philosophy, political economy, So lots and lots of opportunities, as well as opportunities for community service learning and work through the arts work experience. For those of you that are interested in agriculture, life, and environmental sciences, AILS, we offer some of the best degrees in nutrition, dietetics, food technology, food development, clothing, textiles, and material culture, human ecology, environmental policy, land reclamation and wildlife management. Lots of opportunities to take interdisciplinary courses from the humanities as well as the sciences. Most of our programs are direct entry. For those of you interested in kinesiology, kinesiology is also a top faculty. We are ranked 7th in the world for sports science. One of my students from Turkey, from Çanakkale actually, will be graduating with a degree from kinesiology, sport and rec, and is one of the top student athletic ambassadors for Alberta this year. Again, we are one of the top business schools in Canada and the world, with 4 main areas of focus in our Bachelor of Commerce: enterprise, energy and the environment, international business and leadership. So you can do 16 majors: accounting, finance, human resources, entrepreneurship, and focus them. The business degree as well can be done with a co-op, so that will extend your degree to 5 years. And you start your co-op term after your 2nd year. So again, if you're interested in applying to commerce, you can apply into the Faculty of Arts, major in economics for your 1st year. We will be moving to direct entry likely for 2022 and beyond. For those of you interested in a smaller, more intimate experience, you have the opportunity to study at the Augustana campus as well. We also offer degree programs in nursing, in education, lots of different options. And almost all faculty will offer some type of cooperative education experience. For example, I had a question about science. There is a 4-month paid science internship program. So it's not a traditional co-op, but definitely lots of opportunities in all of the science majors to gain paid internship experience while you go to school. So for those of you that are interested in starting in fall 2021, we do not have a January or winter intake. Majority of our degree programs will start in the fall semester, which is September. Our admission and our application is open until the 1st of March. So for those of you interested in applying this year, you still have time until the 1st of March. So please make sure you submit an application. Once you do, you will receive a Alberta email account and an access to your Bear Tracks, which is your student portal, as well as the Launchpad, which is the application portal. In the Launchpad, you will get a checklist of items where you will upload the documents that are required from that checklist. So your transcript, your translation, if your transcript is Turkish from the ministry, maybe they'll ask for math course descriptions or an IELTS or English test result for them to evaluate for admission. Once you have an offer of admission, it's a $1,000 tuition deposit to secure and accept your offer, after which time you can apply for your visa and study permit. And all of the documents are submitted usually before the 1st of August. So this gives you some information about the timeline of application. Normally, applications should be completed. Documents should be submitted for conditional admission. The offer will be accepted, and then final results should be in before the 1st of August. Any information, for example, about transferring from another university, the one thing to be conscious of is for transfer students, your document deadline is a bit earlier. It's on the 15th of June. So for students wanting to transfer, you would need to have your university first term or first year results submitted a little bit earlier. All faculties that will admit students directly from high school will offer financial awards for university students, for applicants entering from high school. Majority of our scholarships are automatically awarded based on your admission. So for those of you interested in wondering about your investment in your education, one thing I would like to make clear about the University of Alberta is that we offer a tuition guarantee, which means for the 4-year duration of your undergraduate degree program, your tuition will be locked in and will not increase. So the tuition you pay in your first year will be the same amount you pay in all of your years. You will not have any surprise tuition increases. So the bank of mama and baba can make sure that they can definitely budget well. Your tuition is based on the number of courses you take as well as the faculty. Along with your base tuition, you will be responsible for paying your non-instructional fees, which include your bus and metro pass, your athletics fee, your transcript fee, your supplementary health and dental and prescription plan, anything not academic or instructional related. Your fees for the housing and meal plan and dormitory on campus are about $4,000 per term, so around just under 8,000 Canadian. Your books, textbooks, supplies, lab equipment, cell phone bill, personal entertainment expenses, as well as everything else will include a total investment of anywhere from around 38 to around 50,000 Canadian dollars. I would say a good average is about 40 or 45,000 Canadian dollars. If you are interested in finding a more accurate estimate of your tuition, you can use a uab.ca/costcalc. So that's a little bit about what your investment and costs will be. Again, we do offer automatic admission-based scholarships based on your grades, up to a total of 10,000 in the first year. The renewable portion is about 2,500. And this is for students entering directly from high school primarily. We also have a Leadership and Community Service Award, but the application actually closed mid-December. So for those of you in grade 10, grade 11, this is why it's important to apply early so that you can also get your scholarship applications in before the deadline. So for students interested in applying from a British curriculum, we are asking for you to present 3 A-level subjects. You can find out a little bit more about the subjects that transfer credits on uab.ca/GCE. For those of you applying from an international baccalaureate curriculum, we will accept students with 5 subjects at the higher or standard level, depending on the faculty. And majority of our assessment is done based on your IB1 final results, your IB2 mid-year results, and your predicted grades issued after March 1 from your school. So more information can be found, of course, on uab.ca/IB. For students who are in an American curriculum or who are doing advanced placement, normally we would require a minimum SAT benchmark score, but we are going test optional for this year. We recognize it's difficult to find an SAT test date, many cancellations because of this wonderful COVID pandemic, which I hope is finally over soon. But most students who are taking advanced placement or an American diploma, you can apply directly with your courses from high school. We look at grades 10, 11, and 12. For those of you who are studying the Turkish National Diploma, you do not need to write an SAT or an ACT test. So an SAT is not required. If you are taking the SAT test and you have a good mark, you can submit that grade, but it is not required. So for those of you studying In the Turkish Lise Diploması, we are looking for 5 subjects, including English at the grade 12 level. Your conditional admission will be based on your transcript from grade 11 and your mid-year or your first semester marks from grade 12. Sometimes a math course description will be required. So for example, something from the ministry or from your school indicating what topics you covered in math, just to make sure that the calculus has actually been covered if it's required for your application. Normally, we will require an English language test to meet your minimum ESL if you're applying from the Turkish national curriculum. Speaking of your English proficiency, the minimum scores are 6.5 in IELTS with no band under 6. For TOEFL, it's 90 with a minimum of 21 in each section. And we are also accepting the Duolingo test this year. So for those of you wanting to maybe try an online test, the Duolingo is quite a good test to actually try if you're unable to access an IELTS. So that gives you a little bit of information about the application. We do guarantee a space in the dorms for all first-year students that are international applying before April 30th. Lister Center, which you see on the top left, is our main dormitory, and Peter Lougheed Hall on the top right. So these are for freshmen or first-year students. Almost all of our students play dodgeball. It's a bit of an obsession in the dorm, so you will learn to love it, as well as lots of opportunities for you to have different options for your meals. So the meal plan include halal options, vegetarian options. You can use your meal card at any of the campus canteens or cafeterias or different food outlets on campus. And you have access to all of the different facilities as well. We are a top sports school. So we are home to the University of Alberta Golden Bears and the Pandas. If you'll notice, bears are a little bit of a theme with us. So this is Guba, the Golden University Bear of Canada. No real bears on campus, don't worry. You'll only find them in the mountains. But you have access to all of the sporting facilities. If you want to learn how to do climbing, we just built a new climbing center. If you want to learn to ice skate, if you want to play recreational volleyball or soccer or basketball, almost a quarter of our students, almost 10,000 students play recreational or leisure sports. So it's definitely something you have the option to do. And of course, you can visit any of the games, the football games, the hockey games, hug our mascots if you find them on campus. Campus life is quite entertaining. We have over 450 student groups, lots of different opportunities to find your passion, to get involved with something if you want to volunteer for Habitat for Humanity or do Model UN, or join a broadcasting or journalism club. You can have a radio show on the radio station. You can join an ethnic or religious group. You can join an outdoors group. You can join an activism or human rights supporting group. Lots of opportunities to get involved on campus, as well as in the city of Edmonton. We will also support you all throughout your degree. So we offer a 3-day orientation. We will offer airport pickup. We have international student advisors that will help you with any of the questions you have. If you need to renew your visa or study permit, if you need assistance with trying to find a volunteer or a work position, we will support you throughout your degree. Speaking of work positions, one of the great things of studying in Canada is that you can work part-time up to 20 hours a week while you're a student during school and full-time during the breaks. We have lots of cooperative education experiences. Obviously, Canada is leading the world in work integrated learning opportunities. So if you want to do a co-op, a paid internship, an unpaid internship, if you want to find a part-time job on or off campus, we support you with all of that. And then when you graduate, you can apply for a 3-year postgraduate work permit, so you can work and gain Canadian experience. And during that time, you can apply for a permanent residency if you wish to stay in Canada, or you can find meaningful employment opportunities that you can take into your international career. Again, I'm seeing some questions about master's or PhD programs. Today's seminar is actually focusing only on undergraduate programs. My colleague Nicole will be doing a postgraduate specific webinar coming up. So please make sure that you connect with IEFT. Today, I will focus on undergraduate only. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an international experience, a little bit more information about the University of Alberta and our programs and the reasons why we are a very, very good competitive choice for students, especially from Turkey and from your part of the world. We do have a sizable Turkish community in the city of Edmonton as well, from all over Turkey. So you have opportunities to connect with people from home. And if you have any other questions for me, please feel free to connect with me via email. You can check all of our programs and all of our requirements at uab.ca/go-study. If you are interested in booking a one-on-one virtual advising session with me, you can email me or book through my online advising session, which I've also placed in the chat. Now I'm going to chat a little bit about or answer a few of the questions that I see in the chat. So Zeynep had a question about transferring from a Turkish university to study neurology. Zeynep, neuroscience is one of our majors in our Faculty of Science. Most students who are transfer applicants should be transferring within the first 2 years. We will only offer 60 credits of transfer credit. So yes, absolutely, you have the option to study neuroscience. I had a question about athletic scholarships. We actually do not really offer athletic awards like the United States does in Canada. You have the option of, Denise asked about athletic scholarships. Denise, you have the option of having your travel or your living expenses covered as a student, but you need to maintain a certain GPA to play varsity sports, and the best person to connect with would be the athletic director or the coach. But you can send me an email if you'd like to learn more about how to play varsity athletic sports, and I can connect you with a coach. I had a question from Lara about needs-based scholarships. Unfortunately, we do not offer financial aid or student loans. We have one needs-based scholarship that is offered for students coming from schools in Africa. So unfortunately, scholarships are designed to be incentives as a reward, but we will not cover your full tuition or fees with scholarships, and financial aid for international students is not available, unfortunately. I do not currently have a link to the PowerPoint presentation, Serdar, but I can create a PDF and provide that to the IEFT to send to you at a later date. Again, students asking about ESL courses, we definitely have an option through our English language school. We will offer opportunities for you to study English for academic purposes, as well as take your any amount of courses before you start your degree program. It really depends on the program, but I'm just going to put a little bit of information about ESL courses in the chat. So Recep, you can take a look at that information there. For questions about faculties that are teaching history, yes, Mehmet, we offer a degree in history in our Faculty of Arts. So you can major in history, you can minor in history, you can take a certificate that focuses, for example, in European leadership or globalization and governance or human rights, or you can focus on Canadian history, you can focus on classical history. We have ancient and classic, so lots of opportunities to study programs related to history. We actually also have a summer school in Cortona, Italy, where you can study for 2 months and gain University of Alberta credit, and you study Italian, art history, European Renaissance history at our campus in Italy. So that's an option as well. I had Yamor ask a question about doing a top-up degree after graduating from 2 years of college. Yes, transferring from, for example, a polytechnic or a science college in Turkey is an option. However, transfer applicants do need to have a little bit of a higher GPA, need a little bit more of a competitive entry. And as I mentioned earlier, we will only transfer up to 2 years of study. So it's important to make sure that you are really checking what the requirements of that specific program is. I'm just going to put a little bit of information in the chat. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, just a moment. So I've just dropped some information about ESL courses as well as transfer courses in the chat box as well. So hopefully you got that information. I'm just going to go back to some more questions. I had a question about the equivalent of the YOC or the Higher Education Council. I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to. If you're looking for an education degree or a degree that is actually recognized by the Turkish Higher Education Council, or are you looking for transfer, Ilayda? I'm not 100% sure if you could rephrase your question. Başak is asking about industrial engineering. We actually do not offer industrial engineering as a major. We do offer materials engineering, mechanical as well as civil. So there are a lot of aspects of industrial design around those three majors. Industrial engineering as a specific major is only offered at 2 or 3 universities in Canada. I believe Carleton offers it. I believe Concordia also offers it, but U Alberta does not offer it as a major. Students asking about cooperatives in the computer science department. Yes, so I had a question from Ije about co-op. We actually don't have a traditional co-op in science, but all computer science students are actually required to complete a science internship, which is a 4-month paid internship after your second year, after you complete your second year of coursework. We also have an open house every year where students, or where almost 200 different companies and organizations and corporations come to campus, and you have an open house where you can interact with potential employers. There are quite a few tech companies operating in the Edmonton region in terms of research, nanotech, software development, computer game and app development. So lots of opportunities in computing science, definitely, to find part-time or full-time work experience while you're a student. Edo had a question about what the minimum required GPA and SAT score is. Again, the GPA depends on what program you're applying to. Most degree programs at U Alberta in the sciences and in engineering would require you to be in the 80–85% total range and above. Most other programs will require you to be at least above 70 or 75%. These are degree programs in arts, business, agriculture, life sciences, education. Our most competitive faculty actually is kinesiology. The Bachelor of Science in Human Movement and Kinetics is at around 90%. So really it depends on the faculty. The minimum benchmark SAT score that we accept is 1200, so 600 in each section. But again, the SAT is not mandatory, it is not required. I answered Denise's question about athletic scholarships, pathway partners. What are the conditions and rates for getting a scholarship? Ej asked, you definitely have great marks, so you would likely qualify for the top scholarships. Again, the Gold Standard Award, which is up to $6,000 in first year only, and then $2,500 renewable over 4 years. So around $8,500 in year one, with $2,500 being renewable. And you would also qualify for faculty awards in your second, third, and fourth year. Zainab, if you're interested in learning more about PhD funding or scholarships, please join our upcoming webinar that's focusing on postgraduate and sponsorship opportunities. Lara asked about currently being in an IB program, taking high-level English, English language A. You do not need to take an IELTS or a TOEFL or any English language test if you are taking IB English. So your IB English, if you have a grade of 5 or better, and if you can show 3 years of continuous study in your IB curriculum, then you do not need an IELTS or a TOEFL score. You can meet your English language proficiency with your IB English grade. Bashak is asking about what our level of English should be in order to study engineering. What is the expected point value? Again, 6.5 for IELTS with no bandwidth under 6. And for Duolingo, the minimum score is 115 with no subscore under 95. Or if you have 3 or 4 consecutive years where English is a language. So this is the minimum for most undergraduate programs as well as graduate programs. Some faculties will ask you for a test of spoken English. So for example, if you want to study in nursing or education where you're going to be interacting with the Canadian public, whether it's students or patients, you will need to submit a spoken test as well. But for all other faculties, that is our minimum language proficiency. Sila, I'm just typing the answer to your question, so I'm just going to chat that to you. Ece, again, if you did not take AP, IB, or SAT, if you've taken the Turkish Lise, or if you've taken any national curriculum, this will not prevent you from getting a scholarship. In fact, we have many applicants coming from the Turkish national school system every year, and you will be eligible for the same scholarship. Okay. I'm wondering if I missed any questions. I do see some more. Yağmur is asking about law. Yes, we do have a faculty of law. Our faculty of law is, again, not a direct entry program. So this means that you would need to apply into a degree program to study a minimum of 2 years up to 4 years of a pre-degree. Then you would need to write the LSAT, which is the law school admission test exam. And again, our law school admits only 10% of our, only 10% of the students actually are international. It is quite competitive. It's not direct entry like it would be in the UK. But it is a program that we do have available. And I will just send you the link to the law program in the chat, Yağmur. Edo is asking about aerospace engineering. In our Faculty of Engineering, we actually do not offer aerospace as a specific major. We do offer mechanical engineering with a focus on aerospace engine mechanics, and many of our mechanical engineering graduates go on to work in the aerospace industry. So either with Boeing or with Bombardier. Many of our mechanical engineering graduates will work for different international airlines, Emirates, Singapore Airways, Turkish Airlines, Delta. We have graduates that also work for different airports. So you can definitely find a career in aerospace engineering if you would major in mechanical. If you check the chat box, I will just drop the link to the PDF of our engineering brochure. So some more information about engineering there. Lara is asking about American passport seen as an international student passport. Yes, in Canada, you are considered a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident if you hold a Canadian passport. So if you were an American passport holder, that is still an international passport, you would still be considered an international student, and you would need to apply for a Canadian visa and study permit to be able to legally study and live in Canada. I'm wondering if there are any further questions, if I am missing any questions.
Katisha, just there was a question.
Yes.
I translated to English. Just let me check because I consider we skip it. Just let me say. Gökçenur Kolsuz asks, I studied medical school in Turkey for 3 years, and my school was accredited this year. Do they have to accept me? Do they accept me? If yes, from what grade can I start?
Okay, so again, if you've actually already studied medicine, you need
3 years. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in order to
he asked for transferring to University of Alberta after
not possible. Not possible, not to medicine, no. If he's completed his medical degree and is looking for an opportunity for postgraduate medical education or postgraduate residency, medical residency, that may be an option but he would have to have completed his full MD and have some actual medical experience. There are no options to transfer into our medical school. Again, it's not open to international students for the MD program.
I think you covered all other questions. I checked, I couldn't see. It was very, very informative session, Hatice. Thank you so much.
Good, I'm so glad. Thank you all for joining. Again, if you are interested in master's or PhD programs, if you are interested in learning more about sponsorships, we will actually be hosting another IEFT talk for our students interested in postgraduate as well as sponsored, so students who have scholarships from the Turkish ministry or any kind of scholarships, or who are interested in connecting with some of our Turkish partners. Like we have a partnership with ODTÜ, we have a partnership with ODTÜ. So this will be on February, this will be March 9th. So for those of you interested again in master's and PhD programs, please join us March 9th for that program. If you have any questions or if you want to connect with me for more personal advising, please email me or send me a link for a personal advising appointment. Çok teşekkür ederim. I was very, very happy to be with you today. I wish you all the best of luck in your studies. Kolay gelsin. And I wish you a very wonderful evening. Lots of happy, positive vibes from Canada and from Edmonton. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Hatice, again. It was very useful and informative. Also, I would like to also thank the participants in Turkish. Katılımınız için herkese çok teşekkür ederiz. Sorularınız olursa Hatice'nin dediği gibi kendisine e-mail atabilirsiniz. Yarın da saat 4'te ve 6'da webinarlarımız var. Yarınki webinarlarımızda da bekleriz. İyi akşamlar. Thank you again. Have a good day, Hatice. See you again next webinar.
Güle güle. Bye bye.
Bye bye.